The Moon Valley was a place where light felt like water, flowing softly over every roof and field. At its very heart sat the Moonstone, an ancient relic embedded in the village square that pulsed with a rhythm like a beating heart. Malik stood by the stone, feeling the cool night breeze shift against his skin. For generations, this light had been their shield and their lifeblood. The villagers slept soundly, never imagining that the eternal glow could ever fade. Malik watched the silver reflections dance on the cobblestones, a quiet guardian in a world of peace. But tonight, the air felt heavy, as if the darkness itself was holding its breath, waiting for the moment the world would change forever. Suddenly, the sky did not just darken, it fractured like broken glass. From the jagged rift, Lord Obsidian descended, his black armor so dark it seemed to absorb the very moonlight. Malik watched in horror as the villain reached out. With a single, brutal sweep of his gauntlet, Obsidian ripped the Moonstone from its pedestal. The impact was silent but devastating. The village plunged into a suffocating void, a darkness so thick it felt like drowning. One by one, the stars above blinked out of existence, as if the universe itself was being erased. "No," Malik whispered, his voice swallowed by the shadows. The warmth of the valley was gone, replaced by a cold, hollow wind that smelled of ash and forgotten things. Malik did not hesitate for long. While others cowered, he grabbed an old lantern and stepped into the encroaching shadow. Suddenly, a swarm of fireflies appeared, glowing with a defiant golden hue. They formed a pulsing trail through the whispering woods, guiding his desperate steps. Malik pushed through thorny thickets that tore at his clothes and scratched his skin. He reached the base of the Black Mountain and began the grueling ascent. His boots slipped on loose shale, and his lungs burned in the thin, cold air. Every muscle ached, but the memory of the light kept him moving. He was no warrior, but he was the only hope the valley had left against the growing night. At the summit, Malik breached the heavy gates of the Obsidian Fortress. Lord Obsidian stood in the center of a frozen hall, the stolen stone pulsing dimly in his iron grip. The villain turned, raising a blade forged of pure shadow. "You are nothing," the Dark Lord hissed. Malik ignored the threat. He reached into his tunic and pulled out a fragment of starlight he had gathered from the glowing trail. He held it high, a tiny spark against the ocean of dark. As Obsidian lunged to strike him down, the Moonstone reacted. It began to vibrate violently, recognizing its kin. A blinding silver shockwave erupted from Malik's hands, a roar of pure light that shattered the dark armor and turned the villain into nothing but drifting smoke. The power was deafening, a symphony of light reclaiming the world. The Moonstone flew through the air, returning to its rightful place in the square and dragging the light of the stars back into the sky. The valley ignited in a brilliance more beautiful than ever before. Below, the villagers gathered, watching the silver wash over the mountain peaks like a rising tide. The suffocating void was gone. Malik stood alone at the fortress gate, his breath coming in ragged gasps as the moon finally returned to its zenith. He looked down at his empty hands, still warm from the starlight. The journey was over. The shadows had retreated, and the Moon Valley was home once again, bathed in an eternal, peaceful glow.